TCU Horned Frogs' goal for 2025 football season is to win the Big 12 championship behind the leadership of the emerging quarterback star, in my opinion, Josh Hoover. But what is the TCU Horned Frogs athletic department's ultimate goal? Welcome to episode 427 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do us well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. An article came out yesterday. TCU 247, Jamie Plunkett, TCU Athletic Director Mike Buddie discusses investment versus expectations for TCU athletics. Fort Worth, earlier in March, new TCU Intercollegiate Director of Athletics Mike Buddie hosted several members of the media for an open discussion on anything and everything, spending roughly an hour and a half answering questions. Over the course of the conversation, Buddie gave us a picture of the overall goals of TCU, how he views investment versus expectations. Football as the driving force. Football is always driving the bus. Driving force behind staying relevant and attractive, and how he goes about evaluating programs based on all of the factors. As an athletics department, TCU is invested at the highest level. They pay top dollar for coaches across the board, as evidenced by the recent contract extension signed by women's basketball coach Mark Campbell and the school's plans to spend up to the maximum $20.5 million in revenue sharing this upcoming season. Beyond the athletic department, TCU as an institution is invested in athletics to the highest degree. Athletics is tabbed as one of the 4 pillars in TCU's new strategic plan, which casts a vision for the university that includes key advancements across campus in key areas such as research, graduate studies, a campus master plan, and more. For Buddie, the AD, the institutional alignment and buy-in from leadership has given him a green light of sorts to set expectations as high as he can across the board. What I believe is with what we have here and how we invest, we should compete for the Big 12 championships across the board, Buddie said. And if you are competing for a Big 12 championship, then you'll be in the discussion for a national championship. Overly simplified. Football drives the bus. Buddie believes that there is a way in the current landscape to be successful in football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball all at the same time, but he's also fully aware of what drives the bus. If the ultimate goal, going back to our at the title of this episode, if the ultimate goal is to survive the next round of realignment and continue to position TCU on the inside looking out, football has to continue to have success on the field. How do we set ourselves apart from everybody else in our league so that when the next iteration of college football Armageddon happens, we have a cheer when the music stops? Buddie said. We want to cheer with Ohio State. We want to cheer with Alabama, and nobody knows what that looks like. So for Buddie, and by proxy, Sonny Dykes, the mission is to win. At the end of the day, Buddie understands that's the driving force. Win, baby, win. What I do know, Buddie, again, the athletic director of TCU, what I do know is Cincinnati, UCF, West Virginia, anybody who's made the jump to this league didn't make it because they just had a treasure chest of money, Buddie said. They made it because they were good in football. And so when this next iteration of things happens, we need to make sure that we've been really good in football. That should be a surprise to nobody here, right? That's how you get where you want to go. There's no manual. At the end of the day, Buddie makes it clear that he's going to do what's best for TCU regardless of what other institutions are doing. While he'll keep tabs on how SMU or Texas Tech or LSU are handling the rev sharing, scholarship distribution, and other things, he ultimately knows that TCU will need to create its own path to the future it wants. In fact, Buddie credits the stance as being one of the discussion points that likely resonated with the search committee when he was still just a candidate for the position. One of the things I pointed out was, in this new world of college athletics, if you're just trying to follow the manual, hey, we're just going to do what Texas does, you are in big trouble, Buddie said. Having been at West Point through COVID, going 12-2 in football with no NIL opportunities, all those things, you just create your own path. And I felt like, and I still feel like, TCU needs to create our own path. And finally in the article. And so when we're in here talking about revenue share and it says, hey, well, Texas Tech is doing this, my first thought is, I don't care what Texas Tech is doing. What's the right path forward for TCU? That's just always been my approach to leading departments. So we'll find out in a couple years, but I think we are on the right track. Athletic Director Buddie, TCU Horned Frogs, the ultimate goal, TCU's ultimate goal is to survive the next realignment wave. He talks about it being Armageddon, possible Armageddon, whatever the next iteration is of college sports, college athletics at the very highest level. TCU wants to be having a seat at the table, the same table that Ohio State is sitting at, Alabama is sitting at. What is the path forward for TCU? How do they make sure that they're sitting at that table 5, 6, 7 years from now? Football success on the football field, Athletic Director Buddie's making it clear that has to be the main component of all of this. But he also did add, look, research, a campus plan, academics, all of that stuff, of course, is going to all be involved here at Peek Around the Corner. College football is Peek Around the Corner. We have said over and over and over again, we just did a live show a couple live shows ago, football drives the bus. It's always going to drive the bus. But there's other components that are involved in this when it comes to realignment waves. And depending on where you're trying to get to, what part of the country you're at, what type of program you are in, G5, G6, Power 2, or the Autonomous 4 conferences, whatever you are at, the path might be a little bit different to reach that next higher ground in the next realignment wave. For Buddie, for Athletic Director Buddie at TCU, he believes the best plan forward for TCU, regardless of everybody else, is to compete for a Big 12 championship, make sure on the football field that they are competing at the highest level, because he believes that is the pathway forward for TCU to be successful in their ultimate goal, and that is to survive whatever is coming next in this crazy world of college football, conference affiliation, conference realignment, Super League, whatever's going to happen next. TCU wants to be at the biggest, largest, most valuable table, sitting in their chair. Buddie, TCU, the athletic director, he's had great success in the past. I think TCU is going to have a pretty good team this year. We shall see. Put down your comments and thoughts in the comments section below the video. Let me know what you think TCU Athletic Director Buddie is trying to convey to everybody. Pretty interesting times. Pretty interesting time. TCU in a big, massive, valuable market, The university is top level when it comes to academics. Research, they're trying to get to R1. Doing a lot of good things at TCU. But the athletic director is making sure everybody's on the same page. When it comes to football on the football field, win, baby, win. Until next time, from all of us at College Football's Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.